A phrase that everybody in construction knows and everybody hates it, and it's the change order. And almost every time, we talk to a homeowner about a change order, it's attached to some type of frustration, confusion. It also means budget's probably going up, and it slowly begins drifting out of the scope of work. And here's the part that might surprise you. Change orders aren't random. They aren't just how renovations go, and they rarely are a result of bad luck. Most of the change orders that are, happen in construction, they happen before it even starts. And that's with, bad proposals, the rushed design decisions, incomplete drawings is a big one. We're gonna dive a little deeper into that. Assumptions on your finishes. All these things can end up costing you tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars along the course of your build here. And I wanna show you why change orders happen, why they spiral, and how to stop losing money to these change orders before your renovation or your build even begins. If you've ever spoken to a friend or a colleague who's just gone through the renovation, they've probably given you some stories about it going sideways, and there's probably a lot of things that you hear in there about change orders and how the number moved up and down, and new costs kept appearing from the builder, and we didn't know what was included. We didn't realize that was going to be an extra cost. And you're gonna hear a lot about assumptions, and we had to make changes. We saw this person slowly and the budget shifted. Now let me be clear. Change orders are not the best. And sometimes homeowners genuinely decide they wanna upgrade something mid-project, and that's gonna be a change order. We see something that we can improve the design, and sometimes we push for that change order, and that stuff is normal. But the change orders I'm talking about are not the normal ones. I'm talking about preventable change orders, the ones that should have never existed in the first place. If your project is generating constant change orders, it's probably not a construction problem. It was probably in the prep and the proposal. A well-prepared project, it doesn't eliminate all the change orders, but it will dramatically reduce them. When drawings are detailed, selections are finalized, and the structure gets evaluated early, the proposal can be complete, it can be transparent. And this is one of the things that I think people need to focus on, because they get these drawings that are called permit-ready construction drawings. And the truth behind that is these drawings are just that. They're bare minimum for the building department, the building, City of Toronto. And in that, there's some structural, there's some architectural, there's no reflected ceiling plans, there's no power plans, there's no elevations for millwork, there's no details on the trim, there's no a lot of the time there's no type of window we're using. So all of those things are assumed in this package that you're giving out to tender to different construction companies. And of course, what do we think is going to happen to that? As you're going through, if you've just given the builder these drawings and now you've accepted that price based on these drawings, what windows are you getting? How many pot lights are in this room? How many wall sconces are in that bathroom? Do you have heated floors? Are we using hollow core or solid core doors? What type of baseboard are we using? Of course, all of these things need to be detailed so that you're able to avoid the change orders during construction. If you're planning a renovation or a new build and want to avoid the pattern of these change orders, the solution isn't to fear construction. Demand clarity before it begins. Reach out to us if you want to see what a fully detailed proposal looks like and how we structure projects to reduce these preventable change orders. The work we do before construction is what protects you during construction. The dangers from change orders isn't just the dollar amount. It's the erosion of the schedule. It's the erosion of the confidence with the trades. When we keep going back and forth with the trades, with the homeowners, they start second guessing, our trades start second guessing. Then we have hesitation on both sides, and we're trying to pull that back together to enable the project to get back on schedule. We're trying to keep the excitement with the homeowner, the stress level down with the trades. When the walls are already open and the trades are scheduled and timelines are tight, these adjustments are going to cost more being in construction than if we had sat down and talked about this for even 3-4 hours on how to avoid this stuff while we're in pre-construction to be able to avoid this. So you're looking at something, you know, that's going to cost you, let's say $750 to $1,000 during pre-construction, or something that's going to cost you upwards of $7,000 during the construction phase. So to us, it's really, really easy on where to spend your time and your money to avoid these change orders. Now, we've completed hundreds of projects, and of course that's aging me here, making me feel old, but we really have, and we can compare projects side by side, and I can see a project that has, you know, permit drawings and a couple inspo pics compared to an actual ready to execute construction projects that's gone through pre-construction. It has all of the elevations, all the interior design, all the selections are made, RCPs, power plans, you name it, it's in the package. It gets handed over to our team on site and they're ready to execute. I say it now and I'm sure you guys are sitting there going, oh, of course, like, it's so simple. Why is he even telling us this? Well, I'm going on about this because we try to explain this to clients. Well, you know, we've been doing this for a long time and we have all types of clients. We have the ones that are ready, the ones that have the permit package, and we still get the permit package ones, and they come to us and I can explain to them, listen, X, Y, Z needs to happen before we get into construction. Sure, Mike, we're gonna get there. Don't worry, we're gonna get there. Our team can only follow up so much. Our designers can only follow up so much. If the clients aren't doing it and they're not following through with what we're advising, you hired us, we're the professionals. We'd hope that you would listen. Sometimes they don't, and we get into these scenarios where it's the same project, ready to go. This project actually started, you know, maybe 2 months later, the one that has all full package ready to go because we were spending that time in pre-construction. The other one doesn't, and guess what? As we're going through the package, or excuse me, as we're going through the project, this project's just moving ahead. Clients are so happy, excited, spending time, vacationing, hanging out with the family, doing whatever they want to do. Client over here, stressing, trying to make decisions on site. They're there, you know, we're walking through with the electrician and our site super, picking pot light locations, all this craziness that really could have been avoided. And of course, this project finishes on time, on budget. This project, you know, same timeline, about the same budget. This one's incredibly over budget, and the timeline is probably, if we were on 12 months on both of these projects, project that was unprepared is at least 4 or 5 months behind the project that was prepared. So if you think you're saving money on not being prepared and avoiding all these things, you know, think again. You're not, and spend it where, you know, you're actually gonna see that value, and that's in pre-construction to help avoid these change orders. You know, don't let the change orders define your project. They don't have to feel constant, they don't have to feel unpredictable, and they definitely don't need to lead to your budget exploding and slipping away from you. You know, by eliminating these preventable change orders, your construction project's gonna be more enjoyable. So remember, you require transparency, detailed planning, and some of these conversations are gonna be a little bit uncomfortable, but remember, that's gonna help you feeling uncomfortable and stressed out later. So have the uncomfortable decisions up front now while you can. If you're about to sign a contract and you're reviewing proposals and something feels unclear, take a breath. Ask questions, demand the details. You can even reach out to us and we'll walk you through how we structure our proposals to protect our clients from unnecessary change orders. Make sure to watch our next video over here where we break down how we provide a fully transparent cost sheet.